What's up, Conroe High? Today is Thursday, November 10th. I'm Orion.
And I'm Gio. In today's show, we'll be talking about a new Pokemon game and a hurricane hitting Florida.
So stay tuned for today's episode of Total Recap. This week we've gotten 10 big game announcements, including some new leaks for the new Pokemon Scarlet and Violet game. We've gotten new looks at brand new Pokemon evolutions, such as the new final evolutions of the new starter Pokemon like Sprigatito, as well as a release date for the game, being November 18th of 2022, which I'm personally very excited for. You know, all this news is going to be bringing a hurricane of new Pokemon fans.
Speaking of hurricanes, after devastating Florida's east coast by nearly knocking down buildings, causing floods and power outages, Hurricane Nicole has started to calm down and turn into a tropical storm, and is heading now towards Georgia. I can only offer my condolences to those who suffered because of this hurricane.
We will now take you to a quick commercial break.
Is that Roy? Roy! Hey Roy, do you know how I can get into KTIG? What did you say? Listen, okay, we made a whole commercial just for you guys to get into game time, okay? Here's that QR code again. That's the QR code for you to get into game time. We made that commercial. We made it very clear that you can get into KTIG, and you keep asking me.
What's up, Conroe High? I'm Braden, the meteorologist. Today and tomorrow, nobody wants to do it, but we got to endure highs of 80s. The weather gods owe us big time for this kind of heat in November. Am I right? The weather will slowly but surely decrease throughout the next week, lowering down to 40s and going as high as the 60s. Keep your umbrellas in your back pockets because the weather has been pretty unpredictable. And today's fun fact is, dogs love squeaky toys because they mimic the screams of their prey. Now let's take a look at our Veterans Day interview in Teacher of the Week.
I'm here with Mr. Sergio Loya. Tell me, what branch did you serve and how many years?
I served 4 years of active duty and 2 years of inactive reserve, and I served in the U.S. Navy.
I was in the United States Naval Reserve, the United States Navy, and I was an officer for about 13 years.
So I served in the United States Navy, and I served for 21 years, both in active duty and reserve capacities.
What was your job in the Navy?
I was a medic. We call them hospital corpsmen in the Navy, but most people will relate to them as a medic. And even then, I specialized in psychiatric medicine for veterans and active military personnel.
Well, I was part of a special part of it. It was a Merchant Marine Reserve where we assisted cargo vessels, merchant vessels with carrying cargo to areas of the world that were at war.
So I was a surface warfare officer, and what a surface warfare officer does is we are trained to go out and serve aboard ships. And as a surface warfare officer, the two jobs that I had were as a gunnery officer on a destroyer and then as a navigator on a guided missile frigate.
And what rank were you discharged at?
I was an E4, which is a third-class petty officer.
Lieutenant Commander.
So I retired as an 05, and that's a commander in the Navy, and that would be like the equivalent of a lieutenant colonel in the Army.
What was basic training like when you first went into the Navy?
Oh my God, a huge culture shock. Culture shock, a mental shock, physical shock, and I will tell you that there was 1 or 2 nights where I kind of shed a tear in bed, but you could hear a lot of other people sharing tears because it's an incredible shock, but an adjustment to it.
How did it feel to finally come home after going out after deployment?
So for the first 3 deployments aboard ship, I was married, but we didn't have kids, so it was a little bit different. Going out to sea was a little bit more exciting and more adventurous. However, the deployment to Africa, I had both of my daughters were old enough to know that I was gone. So that was quite a bit more difficult, having to say goodbye to the kids, and that's a year of their lives that I'll never get back. And so definitely a lot harder being away from the kids, but it also made it that much more special coming home, getting to see the kids again.
I would like to thank you for your service. Do you have any last words?
No, just if you're considering going into the military, it's a very honorable career, and I wish anyone who's considering that the best.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Do you have any last words?
I think this service is an opportunity for some people who don't know what they're going to do past high school. It's not for everyone, but it does teach you some things, forces you to learn some things like self-discipline, things like keeping your mouth shut, things like learning, watching, observing, hearing what is going on. Not for everyone, but I do encourage, at least for people, to look at it and consider it as a viable alternative post-high school.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Thank you for your service again.
Thank you for your service. Do you have any last words?
No, it was a pleasure to serve. I'm glad that I was able to see the parts of the world that I did during the times that I got to go. I would do it all over again. I think that's probably one of the most important things for a better world, is for people to travel and meet as many different people and experience as many different cultures as we can. And one of the things that I think people will realize is that as a human race, that we all have a lot more in common than we do that makes us different. And it's important to realize and appreciate that.
All right. Thank you so much. That was the end of it. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, here we have Miss Castleberry. I'd like to congratulate you for winning Teacher of the Week.
Oh, thank you. How exciting.
And we have a couple questions for you. Did you always want to be a teacher?
Actually, no. I'm a fourth generation educator, and I actually wanted to work on Wall Street as a trader on the Wall Street floor. So that was my original plan going into college, and then life changes. And so this is definitely where I'm meant to be, and glad that I'm here.
Okay, and what's your favorite memory from teaching?
I don't know if I have one, because there are so many. I love the fact that teaching high school, you guys get to go on and start your lives. I just had a former student call me literally this weekend and tell me about the house that he bought and how successful he's been with a lot of the life lessons. I think having the kids come back and talk to me about how successful they are in life now is probably my favorite part.
And what motivates you to come to school every day?
All of you. Absolutely. You guys make me laugh. You make me cry. You just make my day. I can come in a really rotten mood for whatever reason, and somebody will say something or give me a funny look or something, and you guys just make it all worthwhile. You're absolutely the reason I'm here.
Oh, Miss Castleberry, you're too sweet. You're going to give me diabetes.
We are here with the student that nominated Miss Castleberry.
Isaiah St. Nicholas.
And Isaiah, I just want to ask you a couple of questions. What makes Miss Castleberry so special to you?
So this one morning, I woke up late to school, and I was really hungry, and she has like snacks and stuff for her students in like the back of the class. So I went to her class right after first period, and she gave me a granola bar that held me until lunch. So that was pretty cool.
That's so nice of her. And what's a good memory you have with Miss Castleberry?
Okay, so I don't know if it's cool to say this, but this one time the class was like super quiet, and this dude fell asleep in the front, and she threw her slipper at the dude, and he just woke up. That was pretty fun.
Sounds evil, I'm not gonna lie, but that's funny though. And finally, what would you like to say, Miss Castleberry?
Please pass me on the next test. I really need that.
And finally, what would you like to say to all of your students watching?
I'm just lucky to be here, and I'm so thankful that I have each and every one of you. You know that I love my Castleberry kids and Castleberry Kids for Life.
Castleberry Kids for Life. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Now let's take a look at all the things happening here at CHS.
DECA is having dress-up days to kick off DECA month the week of November 7th through the 11th. Please join DECA and dress up accordingly on each day. The Pop Branch staff will be looking for spirited students and staff during lunch every day to give prizes to, so make sure to participate.
Are you interested in being part of the CHS UIL math team? Come to room 1029 starting on Monday, October 24th, 2022 for an informal meeting. We will then meet weekly on Mondays in room 1029.
Conroe Boys Soccer tryouts will be held on November 28th, 29th, and 30th on the main campus. Auxiliary field from 3 to 5 p.m. You must have a physical on file and rank 1 sport online paper completed in order to participate. Please contact Coach Pister and Coach Modikev or Coach Lambert if you have any questions.
The finale of The Roar is next week on November 16th. Wristbands for the school day finale are now on sale in the Pop Branch store for only $2. Make sure that you are there to see the final 3 perform live and to vote for the winner. Students must be present to vote. The grand finale will be that night in the auditorium at 7, where we will crown our Roar champion. Students can get a ticket for both events for $5 at ktignews.com. Tickets and wristbands are on sale now and you must be present to vote. Get yours before we sell out.
Tryouts for Conroe Girls Soccer begins on Monday, November 20th. And will go through Wednesday, November 30th. All players trying out must have physical on file with trainers and their rank 1 paper completed to try out. Tryouts will be held on turf from 2:35 to 4:30. Please contact Coach Stinson, Coach Gutierrez, or Coach Scott. If you have any questions, you can email or stop by the Coach Soccer office.
This week's College of the Week is Texas A&M Engineering Academy. The Engineering Academy program is the first engineering transition program of its kind in the United States. Unlike traditional transfer programs, students admitted into the engineering academies are Texas A&M College of Engineering students from day one. Students are co-enrolled between Texas A&M and one of their partner community colleges, taking their mathematics, science, and core curriculum courses through the community college while taking engineering courses from Texas A&M faculty on the community college campus. After 1 or 2 years, students transition to Texas A&M to complete their bachelor's degrees. The community colleges that partner with Texas A&M include Blaine College, Houston Community College, and Austin Community College, just to name a few. This is a great opportunity for students wanting to pursue engineering but may not be admitted directly into an engineering program.
Make sure to tune into all of our upcoming shows next week. On Tuesday, stay tuned for a recap of Season 2 of The Roar. On Wednesday, the live show of The Roar finale takes place, so make sure to get tickets, Finally, on Thursday, stay tuned for a new episode of Game Time. We'll be playing Guess That Song.
Also, CHS, remember to walk and talk and stay to the right.
Well, those are all the announcements that we have for today. Don't forget to follow us on all social media at KTIG News.
As always, CHS, start strong, finish strong, and make sure to stay tuned to our YouTube channel for more KTIG news.